It's such a pleasure to welcome you once more to Minnie's Ayurvedic Kitchen. Today, I'm going to be introducing the power of lentils, legumes, dals as we call it in India. The slogan for vegetarians and vegans is lentils for protein. Lentils may be small, but they pack a nutritional punch. They offer a wealth of health benefits. Plus, lentils virtually are fat-free. This is a nutritional powerhouse. A cup of cooked lentils contain only 230 calories. 100 grams of lentils contain the same amount of proteins as does a serving of beef or chicken. They also provide minerals and vitamins. They are heart healthy, supply folate and magnesium. The fiber helps to keep the sugar levels from rising too rapidly after a meal. Whatever type of lentils you choose, they are low in fat, high in protein and fiber, thus helping us keep our cholesterol in check. Lentils are a perfect choice anytime for a wholesome meal, easy to cook, easy to store, as they have a very long shelf life. Best part is you can pre-cook and freeze. Lentils are widely used in India. It is the one grain that forms a common thread in all the 36 entities. There are at least 18 types of lentils which I use personally, and they are in a variety of colors, though yellow, red, brown, green and black are the most popular. They too can be bought dried or in cans, whole or split. Some lentils lack essential amino acids. It is necessary to supplement them with wheat, roti, tortilla, rice or vegetables or nuts. Mung whole is green in color, but when it's split, it is yellow. Edible legumes whole is brown in color, but when you split it, it's pink or red and we call it Masoor Dal. Black lentils are Urad Dal, but it is almost off-white yellow when we split it. Black grams, when split, make yellow Channa Dal. Not to confuse you too much, I'm going to stay within these few lentils which we normally use in our daily life. Every state in India has their own method of cooking dals. I am going to show you the simplest, easily made, lightest to digest with minimum of herbs and spices. The reason I am using minimum spices and herbs in my dals because I don't want to overpower the taste and the flavor of the dal. They are very strong in their own light. I'm going to share a secret with you. You can cook all the dals in the same way. It is the tempering which you can adjust or make it your very own special recipe. I'm going to today combine two dals. One is moong split, which is yellow moong. I'm taking one small cup. And the other is the legume lentil, which is pink, red, whatever color, and they're same size. Now, I want to bring something to your notice here. These dals need, however beautifully they are packaged and labeled, they need washing. Even if you have to wash 4 or 5 times until the foam and the grayness and the chemicals wash away. With very soft hands, I rub and you will see a huge amount of foam and gray water rising to the surface. Second wash. Again, the foam and the gray water. I promise you, these are all preservatives and chemicals which gives a long shelf life to our dals. Very softly you rub, otherwise you'll break the dal. See, 4 washes and it is still coming gray. This is the 6th wash. The water is quite clear, a little bit of foam is there, but we will allow this foam to rise when it's cooking. Yep, now the water is clear. While it's quite okay to eyeball the water, because after once or twice you get an idea how much you really need. So approximately, if you put your finger, it should be like 2 spots of water. Then it's just about the right, but it doesn't matter. You can always add a little, or if you think you've put too much, you can allow it to evaporate. I start off on a high heat because I want more foam and chemicals to bubble up, which I can clear out. So I'm going to allow it to boil very quickly before I lower the heat. So it's been about 5 minutes and you can see the foam is rising. This foam is nothing but chemicals, the dry chemicals they put on the lentil seeds to give it a long shelf life. I keep removing the foam until I'm absolutely sure that it's very clean and what we are going to eat is going to be lovely, wholesome and healthy. This is the second time that I'm going to be removing the foam, but you can see that it's already clear. So I have added 1 teaspoon of salt and 3/4 teaspoon turmeric. So when you see it at this yellow color, you know that the turmeric is totally mixed up with the dal. And now it takes about 20 minutes for it to soften and get ready for eating. So while the dal is cooking, I'm going to prepare the tempering. Tempering is your personal choice. You can add as many spices as you like or as little. I like to go the simple way because again, I don't want to overpower the taste and the flavor of the dal with the spices. So I'm just going to make the tempering with roughly chopped onions, tomato, cilantro and cumin seeds, nothing else. A little bit of touch of red chili. I start with about 2 tablespoons of oil, roughly chopped onions. I took a small onion. Even onion wise, I didn't want to overpower the taste of the onion into the dal. Of course, you can add ginger and garlic, that's up to you. But then this dal especially is so light that I really enjoy the taste of the dal as against having to taste ginger and garlic in my mouth. So while the onions are getting nice and red, I'm going to chop the tomato. Okay, here goes the top. I like to chop them real small because I like the onions and tomato to get mushed up together and not be a separate entity. This was a large tomato, so basically I think I'll just go with half. The dal has been cooking for about 5-7 minutes. So just give it a stir. It doesn't need a lot of babysitting. Just a stir once or twice is enough. I'm browning the onions on high heat because I want them to get red quickly. I'm going to add a little more of the boiling water so that it needs about 10 minutes more of cooking. The onions are getting red now. So by the time the tempering is done, the dal will be cooked. Oh, by the way, the dals freeze very well. So if you want to make a big batch and keep it for a whole week or have it in small containers, it's an option. So the onions are getting beautifully pinkish red, and I'm going to add half a teaspoon of cumin seeds in it and about half a teaspoon of red chili powder. Now I add the tomatoes. I am going to cover and let the tomatoes cook down so the onions and the tomatoes will get nicely mushed together. And while the tomatoes are getting cooked down, I'm going to cut the cilantro. The lentils are almost cooked, but I can still see some of them slightly hard. So I'll give a quick stir so that the water and the lentils get incorporated together. Just about a few more minutes. In that time, my tempering will be ready. Instead of putting the cilantro as a garnishing, I like to put the cilantro right in the tempering because it lends a fabulous flavor to the dal, cooked in. They should not float as separate pieces, but get totally infused into the dal as a part of the whole dal. So it's ready to receive the tempering. I think the consistency is just about right to be had with a roti or the rice. But if you want to have it like a soup, then you can add just a tiny bit of more water here. My tempering is ready and I'm going to add it to the dal. Oh God, it smells so delicious. It smells beautiful. And look at the color scheme. It's almost like a flower arrangement. Yellow, red, white, green. I've switched off the flame and I'm going to let it sit just for a minute or two so that the flavors really get married together. So my dal is absolutely ready. I also want you to see the quantity that is made with just 2 small bowls of dal. All right, so our dal is ready to eat. As I said before, it's the lightest dal to have, quickest to make, and full of protein and fiber and very low in fat. I personally love it on rice, or we can break the roti and dip it. But let me share with you the best part. This is the one dal which takes lemon very well. So what I do is, because I love to have it by itself, almost like a broth. So I put the lemon. I hope you enjoyed tasting the dal with me. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like it. Looking forward to meeting you again.